performing well in these team fights, immediately hovering over the Jace. They're being given a third chance at it.
Honestly, if you're Dominus, take that. Twyla has been playing it incredibly well. Yes, he didn't have a ton of success in the lane if you look at the numbers in game number 1, but he held pressure with it, and I think that's an important thing. And they banned out a lot of flex picks, but Invictus Gaming will pick up the Rise that has been left open alongside the Jarvan.
Yeah, the biggest change is the Olaf being banned by Invictus Gaming on red side. So they didn't want to see Dominus being able to pick it up. And on top of that, still having access towards the Jarvan means they'll just have easy pickings to it. Makes it so the Shy still has his opportunity to go to Rumble. So open that option for you. He may not go back to it just because of how poorly he played in game 1 and was bullied specifically by Xiaopeng, who will always pick the better matchup, by the way. And if you give him the Rek'Sai Jarvan matchup, he's certainly going to take advantage of it. This is an easy lock-in. Oh.
So maybe going towards the bot lane focus instead.
This is a hard choice, and I can respect it because having the option of Kai'Sa and Nautilus is always something you want to have in your grasp. Knowing you're going into the second phase, not having picked an AD carry really hurts, but we already saw the depth of the champion pool there for Gala, but it's smart from Invictus Gaming just hovering over the Sivir. They'll lock it in, and they'll just ban the Kai'Sa themselves.
Going to clamp down a little bit onto Gala's champion pool, but we've seen him play successfully on multiple AD carries, so I'm not super concerned about this one. But
I think Varus is an option here, if I'm thinking about it. As an AD carry that will not get banned. I mean, IG can easily just say, well, we'll ban both the Kai'Sa and the Varus, and you won't have too many options. You'll likely go towards, what, an Ezreal? Maybe a Tristana. We're just talking about picks that'll do well into Sivir, certainly not the Tristana. So Dominus will have to think through their AD carry options. Vayne has been a successful one for Gala, so I'll give him that.
A lot of options still left open on the field. We'll see what IG wants to clamp down on specifically. Dominus have a clear focus. They want to take away the supports, but instead, Invictus Gaming take away the Ezreal, so that Varus is still up on the field.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went and banned out the Ezreal. I think they just want to ban that added safety and protection, because Invictus Gaming, currently their composition is allowing bot lane shove and a possible dive with Realm Warp being there, Cataclysm there for Jarvan. They want to make it easier to get on top of Gala. If they get his flash, they want to know they can get the kill. So it looks like Invictus Gaming are giving more respect to the bottom side of the map.
Dominus taking away the Taric. They don't want Lucas to get that one again. Instead, it looks like they will be looking for the Braum potentially here alongside the Sivir. A lot of fast autos coming out with the Ricochet auto reset, so not a bad lane matchup for him.
Teams usually pick the Vayne into the Braum. So if we're just talking about AD carries that do well into, let's say, legitimately the best matchups of Braum and Sivir, it seems like a no-brainer. The Jinx, though, is a great hover. So Jinx has the same attributes. And there's a lot of great lockdown, too. We're talking about the lockdown between Jinx and Thresh. The lockdown between Jinx and Nautilus is just threatening. So I think you lock this in. I know usually the cardinal sin is about talking about hovers, but there's a reason for this hover, and I would love for him to do it. Don't pick the Xayah. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. Love to see Jinx, one of my favorite AD carries to see on the big stage. There it is, Changhong's favorite potato.
You call it potato, I call it a beast, a fridge.
I want to see him lock this one in.
I mean, he's going to.
He's got it.
He's 100% going to.
You think Changhong, you think Sion.
Oh. So the only concern that I had with the composition, and he's recognized this, is the lack of AP damage on this team. If you have both Jace in the mid lane, Jinx to the AD carry, the Rek'Sai all in tow, then the problem is, you look to Invictus Gaming, they just start stacking armor, and you have a lot of difficulties of being able to make your claim there. So going towards the Vladimir, they still have a lot of flank pressure. So, and on top of that, if Vladimir's coming from the front, there's a lot of zone there as well for him to just walk right in and allow Jinx to get his damage off. So there we go.
Some flank pressure, though, on the side of Invictus Gaming has been added with that Kennen pickup for the Shy. Excellent choice for him. He's performed incredibly well on it in the past, but I feel like you can say that about most of his champion pool.
There's a triple teleport on the side of Invictus Gaming.
Oh, boy.
Triple teleport with what it seems to be. I'm going to say a big seems. To be a 1-3-1 composition. So Invictus Gaming can send the Shy and Rookie on side lanes. Now, ordinarily, they don't. which is a bit of a weakness on their part, but something they would have learned for a takeaway, as you will, from MSI. So this is a tough composition to deal with, but even worse, Dominus is going to have a great team fight if they can take advantage of one play. And one thing is, like, Braum has to be ready for. If Nautilus gets a hook, ordinarily Braum would be completely fine with that. But if that gets, like, stacked up with the Nautilus auto attack, the chompers from Jinx, it's a lot of damage that she's going to walk you down with. And all it takes is that one reset for her to go wild in a team fight. So just watch out for her blaring red alarm.
Gala has been the silent carry for the first 2 games. Xiaopeng usually leads the early game, but then Gala comes in to clean up the late, and now he has an even better champion to do that with here in the Jinx. There's a lot of options here for Dominus Gaming, but Invictus Gaming really want to prove themselves again here. Say, okay, we've cleaned it up. Game number 2, sure, we lost it, but we can bring it back. We can get the series win. Like, for a championship team, and we're going to have a talk about this when we get into game, to go into MSI, to perform what seemed like poorly or trolling in the group stage, and then just actually lose in the best of 5s in the fashion that they did, and then come back into domestic play and struggle. They need to wipe this out of their record. Come in strong into the split. They need to be able to come this with a win. But it looks like Dominus Gaming want to be saying the same things about themselves. They may not have MSI, but they made it to playoffs, and they want to make a mark on the LPL in the 2019 Summer Split. Let's find out if they can do it in game number 3. Changwon taking a little bit of damage there in the early level 1 trade.
One thing to make note of is, and I know a lot of the leagues out there have always had their hype, footage coming into game that usually takes like 50 seconds long. You miss out in the early wards. So Invictus Gaming has a nice ward on Raptor Camp at the moment. So for Dominus, if Rek'Sai, and he will start on red buff, he has an option to make. If he knows that this ward is there, if he goes to Raptor Camp, they know where he's going. The best value of that ward is that they can see him pathing topside, or they can see him pathing back bot side towards the Krugs. And so Jackie11 and Lucas would have to be aware of a possible in like level 2, level 3. So that is always going to be a possibility. I love the fact that that ward is there. We're seeing it a lot in competitive play, especially with the Scuttle Crab coming out in 3 minutes. It's a lot more valuable.
We'll be looking for that. And of course, the Shy going for the Klepto. Unsurprising here in the top lane. But I'm going to be looking a lot of my focus down towards this bottom lane, because if Gala can get rolling again, like we were saying, there is so much lockdown in this bottom lane, so much CC, so much damage. Once it gets going, it will be hard for Invictus Gaming to stop it.
Certainly will be. Lethal Tempo being picked up by both AD carries makes a lot of sense for Jinx. For Sivir, you would see it as a... Oh no, she's going to die.
Oh, there it is. That's the first CC. Forces the flash out, but Gala has the Lethal Tempo proc. He's not going to go for any autos with it, just instead preferring to farm out the wave.
This one's going to be another hard one. It's going to happen. But like back to the point on, Sivir with Lethal Tempo, a lot of the times, she uses Ricochet. It feels a little bit wasted at times when you're not able to take advantage of it, make use of your Lethal Tempo whenever you want to, because of course Ricochet ends up hitting the champion. You're like, well, I'm just going to have to wait for the cooldown to come right back up. So we'll see what she ends up getting out of laning phase. Use her potion immediately because of that trade, and her flash, of course. She has teleport, so the advantage in terms of combat spells is certainly in Gala and Mark's favor.
Teleport, as you said, but also the heal still available on Lucas for his AD carry.
Yep, that's true.
Mid lane. Xiaopeng deciding not to go for that gank. Ward going to spot out the roam from Twyla. He's going to try and get a ward, cheeky little vision onto Ning, but he won't be able to see him clearing out the camp. But Ning rotating up towards the top side, might be looking to gank for the Shy this time.
I think Jace would have been able to see the Raptors being pulled into the bush. That's my expectation. Always hard to tell with Fog of War. But Ning, for certain, is known to be on the top side. You can already see Jace kind of leaning over to the right side of the map. It's always a tough call because, remember, left side of the map is where Xiaopeng is, but Xiaopeng is on the farthest side of that map, so he's not even going to be anywhere near the Jace if skirmish was to happen. So he's making the best call to be on the right side.
Another engage down in the bottom lane. Not a whole lot going to come of it, however. Jackie Love putting a lot of damage down onto Gala, but Gala did go for the Doran shield plus the biscuits, so they're going to have plenty of sustain.
Yeah, the biscuit's going to do a lot of work here. One great attribute, and I'm going to talk about Ning for a little bit, because he ends up going for lane ganks, sitting there for a long time in these bushes. So a lot of times teams have been getting a great understanding of how much effort or time he puts into helping out the Shy. So you saw Xiaopeng just sitting there over the wave, just in case, you know, Chang Hong ends up getting opened up on. Gave him a lot of time and free space. You can say he needs it. The Shy has been really bullying him.
Yeah, the Doran shield plus the Q. Not going to be enough sustain for Chang Hong just yet. But as he hits that level 9 mark, the sustain no longer becomes as much of an issue, maxed out, and the Crimson Rush will help him quite a lot. They're not quite in tower range, but supportal combat comes out nonetheless.
He held it. It's great work from Mark. Didn't see him just around the corner too, so Jackie Love and Lucas had to end up, well, Lucas didn't base, but Jackie Love ended up basing, not able to push out Mark, so it's a great position for the wave to be in.
Oh, Ning's coming down.
I mean, that literally does nothing. Ning actually has to leave.
Well, 3v1 he could dive maybe, but he doesn't know that. So Chang Hong going to be back up here in the top lane. He's still struggling in this matchup. Hasn't hit level 6 yet.
My mind, that would just be the worst use of time for him, because double summoners that are up for Gala, and on top of that, there's just nothing of experience or of value on the bot side of the map. So if that doesn't work out, then he's just kind of like out in the waters, right? So it makes a lot of sense in terms of just raw experience to be on the top side of the map. And because of that, here we go, Xiaopeng making the best of it.
Xiaopeng going to be soloing out this dragon to the best of his ability. Shouldn't be a whole lot of a problem for him. Going to pick it up will be the Mountain Drake as well. So it'll give them a lot of tower taking potential with the Jinx as your AD carry as well. That's just a beautiful combo.
Yeah, we'll see what we end up getting as a reroll. Like, I'm always really interested in what the next dragon's going to be. If it's something to fight over, remains the Mountain Dragon. So double Mountain is already going to be the call here.
That's scary, especially on a team with a Jinx. That is ridiculous amounts of tower pressure. It's a good amount of Baron and Dragon pressure. I'd be worried if I were Invictus Gaming right now.
Yeah, that's why I love whenever it comes, not to just the first dragon, because, I mean, unless if it's Ocean Dragon, then it means the world. But, like, it's the second dragon that really makes the biggest difference. The second dragon is just going to stack on the first. Like, double Mountain Dragon, certainly it changes everything. So it turns Mountain Dragon to being the most useless in the early game, now being something you need to contest for. Dominus has a great Baron running composition with the Nautilus to tank and the Jinx just to be there and sitting damage. So that's now something on Invictus Gaming's mind that they have to contest for.
Ning not quite going to be able to find the gank here into the middle lane. He's going to rotate up towards the top side of the map. Scuttle Crab going to be spawning soon, of course. Xiaopeng hasn't hit level 6 yet, but he's going to go for his back as Ning tries to adventure around and scout him out. Twyla going to have to be careful of a gank at this point.
We know you want a ward, Twyla.
Just hit the button.
He got 2 charges. No, well, no, I think he's got 1 charge. Only got 1 charge. It literally means nothing. Of course he has 1 charge. I always get messed up by when it comes to the vision counter. Initially when it got introduced, I always just died like, oh my god, he has 2 wards available? Not even close, buddy.
He has 6 charges. Wow. It's ridiculous.
And so at this point, it's smart for, of course, Jarvan to go back to his camps, be able to farm right back up. Because he was doing a lot of great work to be able to hover over both Ryze and the Shy. You can see Mark already coming over here because Mark is in Gala's in an incredibly safe position. So at some point, expect Xiaopeng and Mark to look towards the mid lane, especially when Mark hits level 6, to try and see if he can get Rookie.
Instead, they're just going to stay down here in the bottom lane, and if they can catch out Lucas, that's going to be a whole lot of trouble. The zap will land, but no dredge line to follow. Doesn't look like they want to engage just yet. Mark isn't level 6 after all, so give him a little bit of time for that one.
Yeah, and it's still incredibly dicey to ever pick a skirmish in towards a Braum. If you try it, he has a heal for himself. He can reposition on towards Sivir. He has the flash, so that's not even a threatening hook at to begin with. And Sivir's in a really safe position. He can start really free firing on the target that's got the Braum passive on him. So good decision.
Not probably going to pick up the blue buff this time. It's his own. Last time he stole it away from Invictus Gaming. He's on a ward at this point. So Ning and Rookie going to be looking for this gank. The flash, the root, follow up, the flag and drag. Twyla's in a whole lot of trouble. Xiaopeng's here, but he's not going to be able to find anything just yet. Looks for the trade, finds it onto Ning. Finally, Ding's level 6 as well. Rookie's looking for the kill, potentially under tower. He should not be able to find it as he tanks 2 tower shots as a result.
Must have been scorch damage on that one to get him hitting on turret. But great decision from Xiaopeng to turn out immediately because he got a great return kill onto Ning. But take a look at the wave being missed out on Twyla. So Twyla's going to be in a tough position, already behind in CS, but only going to get worse.
Having a little bit of trouble, but the repeated ganks from Xiaopeng would be able to help. He wants to put more pressure down there, but the one for now allows for the trade.
And he's got himself turret plating. A lot of gold for him to go back and deal with. So they saw him making the move with the ward that you had mentioned. Blue buff to back. Easy. In fact, even flashing for the empowered rune prison to get the kill. So it was at least great for Xiaopeng to get return damage there, or at least that would have been a really tough position. Maybe even turn for extra vision on the top side of the map. Take a look at Changhong just healing up.
And a lot of damage down onto the Shy as well, but Ning is here. Oh, but Mark and Xiaopeng are sitting in the river. They see this. If Changhong can stall for long enough, he should be able to save his own life. I think he still has the pull. He does. He waited for it. The Shy in a whole lot of trouble. Ultimate comes out. The Shy takes him down, but that's a flash gone. Ning flashes away as well. The depth charge comes in. Mark gets the stun with the auto. Ignite ticking down onto Ning. Can he find the dredge line to get the stun into the tower? He cannot.
It's on cooldown because he queued a minion. So, that was unfortunate. He's still going to get this one, actually. I think.
Violet
doesn't have flash. Let's see.
EQ.
There we go. Nicely played from Twyla to roam up to the top side of the map. So there we have it. Dominus with a response play. And one thing that I was like biting my nails for was Changhong had his Crimson Rush, would have been alive if he had it. The Shy recognized that he needed to kill him instantly, was able to get that with the ultimate done. So congratulations to the Shy. Still died off that play. So Dominus now, they don't have the goal lead, but they're certainly in the advantage. They're on the driver's seat, especially if they pick up this Rift Herald.
Invictus Gaming were putting so much pressure into the bottom lane, but not paid off during this play.
Just take a look at this, because Changhong recognized what he was gambling for. Instantly gets the kill. So Changhong is not able to survive any bit, and would have also gotten the execute on Kennen as well. So I just wanted to see this one. Also forgot to point out when Nautilus threw his Q, but definitely hit a minion. Yep. And you see Ning, the minion wave, the bodyguards, they're only as smart
as the players hiding behind them.
I would have actually gone as the developers want them to be, but you know what? You're rude. You calm down now.
Poor Ning. It's okay. I support you.
Here we go.
2-2-0. Oh, Gala's in a whole lot of trouble. He's used the heal. He's used the flash. He's going to be safe for now. This means he can re-engage if he wants, but it doesn't matter. There's so much damage. Xiaopeng's been taken out so far. Lethal tempo's ticking, but it's not going to be enough. Mark has to flash out, find his way to safety, but Jackie Love going to be able to find it with the ricochet. Jackie Love incredibly low, but will survive on the back of this fight as Rookie tries to dive the tower for a little bit of extra damage.
Well done from Invictus Gaming. Not only at the start of the play, Lucas finding the instant Q to be able to get the pick onto Mark. Looks like there's going to be another trade. It shouldn't amount to much unless if the Shy has it.
Oh, Changhong taking a whole lot of damage there, but he will be safe for the time being.
He's got himself Crimson Rush, but he can't use it. Oh, this is rough. So, at the end of the day, the whole bot side fight worked out so well for Invictus Gaming to start, and you could see Rookie roaming to the bottom side of the map just to be able to help him out. Twyla's got this. He's got this kill for sure.
No! Doesn't have flash. Lucas is there to body block it.
I just loved the idea, the wall just coming up slowly. I'll get there to you at some point, my friend.
Dun, 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 dun. We did get that, and Ning got the Mountain Drake afterwards. Let's take a look at that bottom.
Great start to try and get the kill on Nagala. As you already mentioned, both flash and heal used to back up in a wave. Still, not enough damage on the side of Gala because he cannot even get close to this side. He was so close to getting the extra bit of damage on Jackie Love as well. The shock blast coupled up. Seems like there's another fight happening.
This time it's under the tower. Changhong Come on, man, that was an obvious bait with the spell shield, but that's okay. Depth charge going to go on to the Shy in the top lane. Dredge line to follow with the auto attack. The Shy incredibly low, going to get taken out. And Jinx is excited as Gala wants to take down this top lane tower. Ning, I don't think you want to be there, buddy.
You don't want to.
You're going to get chased down a little bit. No slows to follow up, though, because Gala does not have the zap for him.
There's a lot of gold coming into the pockets of Jinx here. She's going straight towards... Oh, okay, we'll see what she ends up going for. At this point in time, Gala is able to continue to get the damage for herself, open up the map, which is more important as well. Really force them into the team fight situations. Then I would be more concerned to, let's say, the Baron fight that could happen 6 minutes from now, 7 depending on when they decide to value it. Thankfully, Invictus Gaming being able to split up the Mountain Dragons, so that's no longer a concern. The next one's going to be Ocean, so all of that, the whole issue has been evaded.
Still a fast Baron take from this team, however, at the very least. And it does look like Gala ended up going for the Infinity Edge. I was wondering what happened. I think what ended up happening was he started to go for the Storm Razor, but was like, wait, I have fat sacks of gold. Let me go for the Infinity Edge instead. So he's still got the Kerchase Shard in his inventory. Dominus, they're putting the pain onto the Shy once again. Proto Belt not going to be able to save you there, buddy, as Twyla takes his second kill of the game.
Yeah, easy pickup. One story that doesn't get told a lot is like bad back timing. If you back the awkward gold amount, literally just like 800 gold, and all you can really purchase reasonably is a Kerchase Shard, you'll just go for it. Like, that's just extra bit of damage technically, even though it's not as efficient, that he was able to nail for himself. And he's going to be going into the Runon's Hurricane anyway, so that's something that I would expect him to be building from the beginning. So that was the likely story here. At the end of the day, though, Invictus Gaming has finally found themselves at a consistent lead. They haven't had that the entire series long when it's come to the mid-game. 15 minutes into the game, and finally able to start nailing this down. Great point from Rookie to be on side lane, something that they haven't been able to accomplish in the international events. It's just that, you know, when they have a composition that allows for a 1-3-1 or just a simple split push, just go for it. So it's really putting Chang Hong in a really tough position.
Unsurprising, considering that he's been in a tough position for at least 2 games straight now. This one a little less tough than the last one, but still having problems nonetheless. Hasn't really hit the sustain he needs. Yes, he's hit the level 9 mark, but doesn't really have enough AP to make up for all the poke damage he takes.
And I'm taking a look at Dominus' composition. I'm saying, who is going to put a champion in execute range for Jinx to really like get excited and really run rampant in these team fights? I don't see anybody with that. Twyla at this point in time has been stalled out. Chang Hong at this point in time has been really, really like fairly brittle. He's not really doing, accomplishing too much, and he's being chipped down in these side lanes. There's no one right now in Dominus who can achieve that feat. So it's going to take a long time, and it's really on Dominus to wave clear to a point where Runon's Hurricane is picked up from Gala, and he can't, not Runon's, my bad, I mean Rapid Fire Cannon. That was crazy on my end. But yeah, when Rapid Fire Cannon is picked up, so we can actually chip at these these champions and turrets. So that's what I'm looking out for.
He's just going to have to do it his damn self, but he will figure it out once he gets the items. Ning in a whole lot of trouble, flashes away, the teleport coming in from the Shy.
Oh!
But it's going to be a double teleport instead, and now the ultimate saves Xiaopeng for a little bit of pain, but not all of it as Twyla has to flash away. He's getting chased down by Jackie Love and the Shy. Jackie Love with the flash and the damage. The crit going to take out Twyla.
Finally, we get to see a use of the triple teleport on this side for Invictus Gaming. And it's not like Dominus can do anything on the opposite side of the map. Vladimir was underneath his own inner tower, so there's no response play. You see Gala, oh man, Rookie wants to be able to pick this one. Let's see if he can get the fight.
Chang Hong immediately goes into the pool. Proto Belt's away. He's going to be safe for now.
Get me out of here.
He's not having a fun time this game.
This series has been a tough one for him. Consistently on the weak
yeah.
side. So yeah, let's take a look at this. It's fun because this was a perfectly timed fight for Dominus. 4 members were at base at this point. They had made their recall. 3 members still coming onto the map, but of course you have double teleport coming through, counteracts this play entirely, and the 2 members from Dominus were still sitting in the mid lane, so a little bit unfortunate.
And the Shy coming back to lane, got his maxed out W.
They were taking a look at his Klepto procs. I would much rather see how much gold he has currently sitting on. Huge CS advantage that he's had over Chang Hong, even though he's not being matched against him at this point of the game. but he's been really getting a lot of gold for this.
Oh, this is a problem for Dominus. Mark is in a whole lot of trouble. Doesn't have a depth charge to use or already used it. Now Changhong in the middle of a bunch only lands the Hemoplague onto one, so he's not going to be able to find a whole lot of healing with it. And now the double kill for Ning on the bottom side of the map. So Invictus Gaming just get a free team fight there. Super Mega Death Rocket will not find Lucas either.
Yeah, no reason to be in the jungle. You're already that far behind, and although the AD carry Jaculov is back at base, at this point in time, just play the wave control. Like, you need to be able to push these waves, keep them away from your inner mid lane tower. At this point in time, it's getting real rough. Twilight, you better watch out.
It's weird in this slower game with less of a lead that they haven't had from the beginning and haven't been able to push. Dominus start to fall behind. They start to make these mistakes. Invictus Gaming have picked up a 6K gold lead for themselves. They're up a dragon. They're up 2 towers.
This is the IG that we wanted to see at an international, or at least what we saw at Worlds. Invictus Gaming that certainly slowed the pace of the game down and has played it to their composition. That when we're seeing like Rookie on Rise, he's not essentially team fighting with it consistently. He's trying to get a shove in mid lane and try and punish by Realm Warp on Realm Warp drop on side lane on Changhong. We just start out of being on the side of the map, so they're continuing to keep Dominus in these side lanes so they can never team fight. We'll see if they can find something.
Rookie getting engaged on. They might be able to find him, but Ning's here on the back end as well. Twilight the first one to go down, but follow up immediately from Rookie. Ning going to be able to make it out of this one alive, but the shutdown gold from Rookie will help quite a bit. Now Jaculov's here to help as well, as is Gala. That's the chase you don't want, and Gala's excited, but does he have enough move speed to get onto Jaculov? There's the zap. There's the follow-up auto from Gala. Lethal Tempo's proc. Can he get the kill? He has the rapid-fire autos.
Got him.
So much damage. The ultimate from Xiaopeng going to be able to get the kill there, and now Lucas is in a whole lot of trouble himself. 2 kills there for Dominus.
Right next to the Baron Pit 2. This game was looking good.
Woo!
And I was starting to sing the praises of Invictus Gaming, and they make one boneheaded play, specifically Ning EQing forward. What was that? It was looking great. I understand you take the skirmish, Rise dies for all of it. That's fine. You still have a bot lane that's pushed in your favor, but you take the fight, and it seems like you're about to lose the Baron buff.
Gala will be able to make sure that's secured with all that DPS. Just a fun little depth charge away from the Shy. Keep him out of the fight.
Now this is the part of the game that Invictus Gaming was ready. Like, you look at the composition that Dominus has, and you're just, all you want is for them to not get these kills, not stall out the game. And this is, you know, the very start of it where I'm very respectful of Invictus Gaming and how they played this one out. They take a 1-for-1, that's fine. That's okay. You can see what's happening, like Jaculov comes through. If they take the top lane tower, I'm okay with that. But you can see Ning decides to fully commit to this. You should be aware that Dominus is certainly going to come to respond as well to the fight. And it comes to an entire chase. You know, you're going to get followed. It's going to happen. So I don't want to see the entirety of it. I mean, I guess we are anyways. But it's these small errors that result in these massive openings. And now for Dominus, they've got it.
Perfect, and Dominus back in it. Once again, you have almost the double Zeal items completed there for Jinx. Gala 3-0-1. Despite all the craziness, despite all the fighting Raz, Gala's still deathless.
Now, this is when I look to the Colonel and say that you're going to be tilting that one up towards Dominus very soon. I have a lot of faith that that 3K goal lead is going to be made up for. We'll have to see if they can respond to this one properly. Vladimir has to be basing at this point. There's nothing you can get on this side of the map.
Looks like they're confident in the wave clear for the time being, because Changhong is staying on the bottom side of the map.
Okay, let's see what we can get. He doesn't have teleport. Teleport advantage will be there for the Shy. We'll have it soon enough. Okay, he's basing. Perfect.
Just wanted to get enough gold for the Morello Nomicon, I think.
All right. Okay, well, I don't know how he even saw Ning in the area. But Xiaopeng was getting a little bit too suspicious and finds him with the Seeker's Prey Seeker. Are you kidding me? Is he ghosting?
This man's ridiculous.
Is he on ProView?
Available now for $15 US.
Okay, stop.
But Gala going to farm it up a little bit now. Ning not going to be able to find his cheeky flank there on the top side of the map.
So that's what I was talking about with buying time. Gala's going to get to a point where he's going to get his second Zeal item completely picked up. Does he have Flash? Yeah, Xiaopeng still has Flash. There we go.
He was trying to save it as best he could. Did end up needing to use it in the end, though.
It's okay that they're losing Ocean Dragon. I'm not too concerned. It may be a second Ocean, but these team fights are not poke-heavy from the side of Dominus. They may have the Shock Blast there from Twyla, But past that point, they're all invested in these all-in fights. So I'm looking at how it's going to be playing out. Dominus still has a very scary composition to deal with.
Look at the items they've picked up as well, because you have Xiaopeng, he's picked up the GA so he can dive even further, even deeper, and still be alive. Ning has not yet finished his. And you look at the 80 carry position, Gala 301, 230 CS, but more importantly, 3 items. He's got the double Zeal items, he's got the rapid fire cannon for the range, he's got the Runin's Hurricane for the AoE damage, and the Infinity Edge for a fat amount of AD on top of it.
He's cashed out.
He's got what he needs for the next team fight. The question is when it's going to come.
And another question mostly comes in the fact that, remember when we were having a discussion between Vladimir and Sion? He needs space and time to deal with these fights. And his front lines just don't exist at this point in time. At this point in time, it's Mark, who's a support that doesn't have the gold and can, whittle away, or a Vladimir who's been really put behind this game. So as long as Xiaopeng and Sheng Hong can pay and waste a lot of time from Sivir, then Gala can get going. But at this point in time, I have a lot of faith in the door of Braum.
Right now, it feels like it's anyone's game. Invictus Gaming do still have the gold lead, but it has shrunk considerably. Last time we checked in, it was 6K, and as you mentioned, back down to 3K already.
And I don't want to sound contradictory, because I still said that at the end of this, I love Dominus' teamfight comp a lot more. So I have this tilted to Dominus, regardless of the gold lead Invictus Gaming had. But it's on Invictus Gaming to still sit themselves on sideline. Do not find yourself in a full 5v5 situation, because that's where the largest margin of error it really is contained in.
Luckily for them, they won't have the opportunity just yet. There's no big objectives to fight around, so unless they just take a fight for fighting's sake, which we can never rule out here in the LPL, they don't have a huge thing to fight over. Well, I mean,
to answer your question, Ning is waiting.
Isn't he always, Raz?
Oh, he's waiting, by the way. Oh, my God.
This is going to be ridiculous. I'm excited for it, but it's going to be ridiculous.
At this point, I don't know what he's going to do, because a dive underneath tower is not viable, and he is so far away from his team. If they find Sheng Hong there, if they see him, then they can turn it on a dime. But right now, this position that he is more detrimental than anything.
Where's he going to get engaged? Is he going to EQ onto the blast plant, then smack it and try and cataclysm onto Xiaopeng?
Now you're going too creative. He's literally just going to walk up and EQ on top of a champion. It could be Xiaopeng, depending on the position. Looking to TP flank. There he is. That's a deep flank.
Very deep flank, but they might be able to find it because they used the death charge on the rookie. The Shy flashes in with the ultimate, but is not going to be able to find the stuns. And Changhong, the flank worked out for him. Hemoplague will almost take down Rookie. He has the shield, but the Shy going to be the first one to fall. And now Gala is excited. He uses the zap over the wall, but it's not going to find anyone. Neither is the Super Mega Death Rocket. So Rookie, everyone's out with the Realm Warp.
But they're going to have to base, and that's a lot of towers going to be taken away by Dominus. So take a look at that. I mean, I said it from the beginning, that Ning's positioning was more detrimental than anything because he has no position to engage on. You will not die. That just will not happen. You don't have the damage to go for it. And you do not see the Vladimir in that bush, so you can't even make that turn. And the huge terrain there is going to like essentially force Jaculov in a really awkward position. So that was awkward. That's what it was.
Dominus had to be very careful, though, because they've left the Baron suspiciously unguarded at this point.
That's okay.
And turns out it was. No sneaky Baron play is going to come in from Invictus Gaming.
So they only got the outer mid lane turret. I expected them to be sticking around for the second one, but it's likely didn't have the minion wave, or worst case scenario, they didn't want to hit your worries, which was stay on the map for too long. Then Invictus Gaming comes out, you're either forced to stay, or you base and you lose the Baron buff. So they made the best call of taking that one turret and then basing.
Now some defensive items starting to go on to Gala. He has the stopwatch and the Hex Drinker, so he's going to be a lot safer in this fight. The only problem he ran into last time was getting chunked down.
Here's the most tense situation you'll ever have. Vladimir cannot take this rise, and the whole play seems to be unwrapped around Baron buff. Dominus is taking a step back because they are in a position to deal with the rise more so than dealing with the Baron. But they seem uncertain, so looks like it might be a team fight mid lane that they can look for. It's all going to be on Nautilus. Nautilus' ultimate is going to decide the team fight.
Last time it was Zhonya'd away, or stopwatched away rather, by Rookie. He didn't get a whole lot of use.
No, but that's great. If you are stopwatching, in a team fight as a carry. And I'm just talking about, like, of course, Stopwatch is gone, but now is Azonia's Hourglass. You're in stasis. Gala will prepare for his chompers, or there's a follow-up Q. Like, you're a carry that is now in a very vulnerable position because of that ultimate. And that's the way you have to see it. So I want to see what we can do here from Dominus. It seems like Rise has decided to keep with the team, doesn't want to make it like a 50-50, essentially, between him sidelining for an inhibitor tower or a Baron buff coming to fruition. So here we go, no vision.
Xiaopeng's on a ward, though. He's very dangerous.
Oh, well, there goes that.
They at the very least see that nobody's on the Baron buff for the time being. And if they stall out long enough, it will be back up. But I feel like that's a little optimistic even for me.
It's a lot of good damage.
Yikes.
Yeah. That's right now that's the go sign for Baron. Xiaopeng will not be able to heal that one back up. So
half health.
I'm trying to play this one out even more cute. There's a ward that's catching them all out, which Invictus Gaming are a little bit sad. When they go back into the VOD review, they're wondering, why didn't we just, like, how did they just stay so calm and cool?
That's exactly how they got spotted. But the Shy is split pushing in the bottom lane right now. Needs to find an answer eventually. Someone here from...
They should start it now. Knowing that they have the mid lane push, that Kennen has actually forced the Vladimir or anybody bot side. They will not have known that it was going to be a Vladimir, but they know that Kennen is going to force somebody. And these are great flank boards that they are sitting there for Kennen to come in with his teleport. Oh, he's just going to TP to be with the team.
Teleport straight in onto the Baron. It is going to be taken away. Xiaopeng not going to find a Baron steal just yet. He ults away to get the iframes.
They're going to let him
now
go.
He's just going to have to revive and get killed.
All right, Invictus Gaming, make the play to go for the Baron buff. And now, if you're IG, you slow it down even more, put yourself on side lanes, and bleed Dominus out.
This is a struggle for Dominus right now.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's a problem. Xiaopeng, I mean, the funniest thing is Xiaopeng, I was kind of believing in that 50-50 Baron because we've seen him steal Barons before. But this time didn't work out for him, and now they're stuck in this position where they don't have anyone who can answer the Rise.
That was more of a 1090. There's legitimately not much vision that he had there, and even if he comes into it, like, there is essentially a lot to push him out of that situation. So it was interesting to be able to see him, and remember, he's a Rek'Sai. Comes in, if it's
Even
just
less vision.
Like, well, yeah, less vision, but more so the idea that he just gets popped by the Kennen if he ever goes to the play, which is why the Kennen decided to TP on top of this team rather than looking for a flank position. They had a lot of flank wards, but he was like, I don't want to overthink it. I'll be here for the team. There's no shot of the Rek'Sai stealing it away from us.
Invictus Gaming now picking up their 4th dragon of the game. My big concern here is Rookie, there's still no way for Changhong to answer him. He hasn't finished that.
Okay.
Yet. That's a lot of damage onto Mark.
Just going straight through the damage. Remember, that's nearly full build from Jaculov.
Critiche has started happening, and it is painful. Changhong taking a huge chunk of damage from Rookie as well. There is so much damage coming out from Invictus Gaming right now.
Yep, this is insane.
Don't really have a way to stop this siege in either of the lanes, so the mid lane inhibitor tower going to be taken down here by Invictus Gaming. They're threatening onto the inhibitor. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Rookie still pushing it out. They don't even need a 5th member up here to take it down. They will find the mid lane inhibitor. They're rotating down into the bottom lane.
We hit late game Sivir status with the stopwatch that she has as well. And also Rise is just going to be pumping out damage. There's not much Dominus can do.
Here it goes. On the hunt is the entirety of Invictus Gaming. Not going to find anyone with the Glacial Fissure, so they have to back off for the time being. But they still have the Baron buff. They still have the wave in the base. This may be Dominus Esports' last stand. They cannot wave clear in time.
They just have to watch out for the ricochet damage. At this point, it's going to shred team. Oh, Changhong.
Changhong already taking the damage. The Shy jumps in. Death Charge is going to land onto him. Gala still alive. Procced already with the Hex Drinker, but it's not going to be enough. The double kill already coming in from Jaculov. Someone dies under the fountain. Gala trying to do as much damage as he can, but will it be enough? He takes down 1.
No
He's
way.
about to take down 2. He defends the base and saves the game. The Shy dodging away from the zap, but it doesn't matter. The Nexus is safe for now.
Wow. Everybody was ready to just put it away, right? You probably had Rookie mid, like, unplugging his keyboard. It's like, it's all good, guys. But then here comes Jinx. Now, this is going to be a tough one because a lot of teams, when they're put in this situation, they're like, okay, how many teleports we have? 2. How many wars that we have in this right now? We'll have to see if they're cleared out. There are a few right now. I believe there are 2 wards in the base at the moment in time. So just take a look at how this was repelled to begin with. Gala was essentially waiting for the Shy to come out of stasis. And so he can just get the execute damage at least. So he was able to get Rookie, it seemed. AoE damage nailing them down. We're back.
So much damage from those autos. You can see the pink ward has been placed in the base of Dominus. They had the exact same thought that you did, Raz. They got rid of those real quick.
There are way too many teleports for you to be confident in. Now, that one's an interesting one.
Okay. Not quite sure about that one, but there you go. I think
Fastest
Rookie's pretty confident this one's over.
He just wants that blue buff, I guess. He's going to be with his team very soon. So yeah, it's just that one play. And remember, well, Realm Warp is going to be, oh, he's going to use it to join his team. Oh, I wanted something creative. Either way, nothing too cute. Let's get him.
There he goes, the Cataclysm in. Gala doesn't have Flash, so there's no way out of this one for him, which means the hopes of Dominus in this team fight are all but gone. The Shy chasing it down. The Nexus exposed. Jackie Love goes down. It doesn't matter. He has the GA. And Invictus Gaming, in a 35-minute struggle, finally end it down. They win their first series of the summer split.
That was a tough one. That is a welcome back home that I've ever seen. I don't think anyone out there, they ain't happy about it. More so sweating. That's like summer heat and then some, but they pick up the win. Congratulations to Invictus Gaming. They battled through it.
They battled through it, but Dominus, man, I'm so happy about them because we have not seen them put up this hard of a fight. I think the EDG series was really promising from them. It was a 3-0, but then when they went up into the next stage, TOP just demolished them. But this time, I think they put up a huge fight.
Yeah, and remember, this was a great Series 1 for Invictus Gaming and a second series for Dominus where they're going to be coming out 0-2. That's the reality of it. A lot of the times, people will not remember the details when it comes down to Week 8, Week 9. You need to be able to get the job done. And so that hurts for them. I think the only positive is that they were able to still take points. Points still matter quite a bit. It's what essentially snuck them into the playoff run. It's being able to have enough points to get through. So Invictus Gaming, to me, when we talked about MSI takeaways, the 2 members of Jackie Love and Rookie, them needing to be able to consistently play the way that they did in MSI, I feel like for Rookie, we saw a little shaking performances. I wasn't happy with his performance. That's just the reality of it. I think Jackie Love came in strong. I think a lot of love for the Jackie Love. He had a tough series. I will give him that. He was on the weak side. He was getting hit by a lot of Lux Qs and all of that. But in terms of his late game team fighting, we got to see a lot of that one in this game to nail it down. So we will not see the last of a lot of these problems that are still being introduced, specifically from MSI, and now you get to see it in this series. When Invictus Gaming goes up against the top teams in the LPL, they will get challenged. So this is the first time. I'm not too sure about them being able to win that cup. I know it's the first series, once again, I'll tell you that. But a lot of teams are empowered right now in the LPL.
The positive we can say, though, is that rather than this being massive alarm bells going off for IG if they had lost to Dominus, it's more of a mild panic now.
That's true. That's fair.
Just kind of slightly sweating, eyes wide open, scared. But you're alive. You know everything's going to go back to normal-ish.
And I want to remind people of JD, because last split, they started out really weak. In fact, their first 3 weeks were very poor, and they were able to recover and essentially write their own history when it came to week 6. Moving onward, they find themselves into the finals. So that's the part of history that people will end up telling, but you need to really clean it up. So that's something that I want to see from Invictus Gaming is if the game plan is there, and I think at Game 3 they showed to me that they can play it slower, more respectful, play side lanes, but they still had a lot of blotches in both those first 2 games. As I said in the beginning, this should have been a 2-0 in favor of Dominus. Like, that reality is still going to be in the minds of all of the Invictus Gaming players and the fans out there.
I think that brings up my favorite point of the night.
Give it to me.
That is, Dominus was about to take a 2-0 against the world champions.
Yep.
And it was on compositions we haven't seen them play comfortably before because, yes, Changhong has played Gangplank before. We've even seen him play like Cassiopeia. So it is crazy the things that we've seen him pull out before, but this isn't the comfort strategy we've seen because we went into playoffs and we talked about this team and we said, Dominus, they like to play front to back, they'll have Sion, they'll have Kai'Sa. They had neither of those for most of this series, and I think it shows a lot of growth from them, which we talked about. There was growth within the series. There's been growth since the offseason. And I think this is something to really be proud of and watch as time goes on, especially Coach Bai, who I think a lot of people were praising as being a fantastic coach. This is more that he can put under his belt as saying, yes, I've done a good job.
Yeah, and remember, throughout the series, what we saw, it was the level of vision control and patience that came through from the top side of the map, specifically from Dominus. Dominus was able to do this consistently. So we still singing the praises of the losers here, but still, it's something that we need to be able to do, carving a path forward for the squad. Invictus Gaming, on the other hand, I think one thing to take note of, because we should really have like a nice wrapped up discussion around Lucas. Because Lucas came in and he will not be as happy about this series as anyone trying to debut and break into the LPL. That if I'm Invictus Gaming, I would much rather come through with Baolan, who's had fantastic performances, and this essentially just to be a scare for whatever reason, that you can come back and perform and have that level of consistency that we saw that you had at World Championship. And remember, all of 2018, their regular season was like a historic run that they had in both Spring Split and Summer Split. The only blotches that they had was versus RNG in one semifinals and one finals itself. So I think that Baolan is still a fantastic support that they should field. Him having a bad performance that him and Ning, put that as well, having a bad performance MSI is just not indicative of their consistent skill. I still gotta say, before we move on for this, Ning needs to calm down. His Jarvan plays topside in the last game is just something you don't want to ever see again.
That was kind of my argument for Ning for a while, because he.
Okay, case by case basis. Case by case.
I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I'm heavily gonna imply it, and then I'm gonna do the eyebrow thing where it's like,
stop it with your bald head. I still think, going into the future, one thing I would love to see more so from the Shy. The Shy had great team fight plays. Once again, his team fights were great. It's more so how he's playing on weak side. It's something that we see and praise Zoom for in the past. We've praised, actually, just recently, we've praised a few top laners here in the newer teams like Jinu. Jinu's actually performed incredibly well on weak side. But the Shy, a lot of the times when he doesn't have vision on this side of the map, he's still willing to pick up the wave and then move a little bit more forward. So he needs to be a little more cognizant of that. I know communication issues are still present on the team when it comes to how they're playing through the Shy. But that's still a situation that they could improve on. So still, great growth. A good start to the split for a lot of fans out there. We all thought there was going to be a nice little present stacked up for us, especially when they defended their own Nexus. Great games, great games.
Yeah, Dominus, really impressed by it. Let's go back to Invictus Gaming a little bit and talk about them, because this is not what you want to see from a World Championship team. This is not what you want to see from our MSI representatives, because yes, they struggled at MSI, but for me at least, I was thinking I felt like it was a fluke. In my heart of hearts, I was like, that's just, they're faltering. They're going to come back stronger. But they're coming back, and I don't feel like they're much stronger. I actually feel like it's a bit of a weaker performance.
So my thing is, I hate and despise the word fluke. I think fluke should just be disowned, thrown out the window. It is not my child. A lot of the problems with that is that, you always have to remember, if a team plays well in the day, they're the better team on the day. It's almost as simple as that. We say the same thing when teams, any sport comes out and have the same issues. And Team Liquid came to play in that series. Dominus, much like this, Dominus came to play in this series, and it could have easily turned out Invictus Gaming. There is not some hero aura over teams. They can't just win every series if they're world champions. We saw RNG go into a world championship and then lost to numerous teams in the group stage, and certainly to G2 in the knockout stage. So happens, and you have to be able to be consistent. That's why for all of our teams out there, specifically the teams that are really praised and put on a pedestal, right now G2's put on that pedestal mostly because they have great levels of consistency in game, and let's hope that they can continue to do that. So Invictus Gaming, that's why we put them on that next level. That's why we give them a lot of that criticism. So you know what, I think next international event, which is going to be fun, is going to be Rift Rivals. We're going to be seeing Invictus Gaming again, and we're going to be seeing them go up against a lot of top-tier teams. We're going to be seeing that SKT matchup once again. SKT beat them last time at MSI group stage, and I think that's the type of series you need to see if you want to instill discipline. So long story short, you got to play well every day, especially when it counts.
And speaking of inspiring some discipline,
What's
in
up?
the players.
What's
We
up?
have our MVP
Who is
for
it?
game number 3. I don't even want to tell you.
Tell
Just
me.
throw up the MVP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it. It's Ning, 95% kill participation, sure, but he hit.
Look, you're never going to feel happy with it, but I think, like, he still got a lot of engages off,
This is
as
fair.
a Jarvan should. At the end game, when it all failed, they recognized who didn't have flash. Guess what? It was Gala, who was able to pick up that win. So, at the end of the day, the person who ends these games for this team is going to be Ning. So that's my justification for it. I agree with the whole sentiment. Jackie Love, I think I got robbed. So, I'm just going to put that out there.
That's what I was going to counter with, because I was like, Ning does do the engages, and he will end the game, but a lot of times it's because the choice is either you let Ning die or you go all in with that team fight. That didn't happen a lot that last game, to be fair. I'm a little bit overcritical on Ning, but I think Jackie Love's performance can't be understated from those last games, because in game number 2, he struggled significantly. He ended 0-5, I believe. But game number 1, he was put under immense pressure. On that vein, he still came out of it looking good, still ended up with the win. Game number 3, of course, he popped off.
It's a game-to-game MVP. I mean,
Yeah.
You only care about the last game.
I know.
But I
I
like
just-
the respect that you're giving him.
Yep.
I think that Jackie Love is really starting to garner the international respect that I think he deserves. And so, like, moving on to the next few series, I think that the idea of putting Jackie Love in an island is not relevant anymore. I think that you need to be able to give him a certain amount of resources that we didn't see in game 2, especially when they went up against the Lux in particular, that you need to be able to adapt on the fly, know who you're going up against. And one thing that I want to point out is that with the Invictus Gaming, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember this one. It's been a long day. But I think Invictus Gaming, when they go up against the next opponents, I want to see them play with far more 1-3-1 compositions. Because if you look how Team Liquid has actually been playing it, or at least have made statements on this, that they want to be ready for internationals. When they go out there, try to be a lot more risk-taking. Take a lot more risks. If they see like a 60-40, like a lot of these like 50-50 plays, that if they have an advantage and they can play well, they could take them. They want to be able to do it, and so that instills growth. Where for this squad, a lot of the times their issues have been in terms of overgrouping and relying too much on team fights because the competition isn't really punishing them. So that's something that I wanted to hit on for this team. I think they're on the right path.
All right, and we'll look at the standings now as the result of today's games. Of course,
What we got?
we only have one team with 2 series on the board, and that is unfortunately Dominus Esports.
That's true, 0-2. And I remember, like, that was just going to happen, going up against both EDG and Invictus Gaming on that one. I would say a lot of people expected the EDG versus Dominus to be a lot closer, especially with the hype of Dominus coming into the split. But at this point in time, I mean, they're got to be at the end. They got to fight their way back out of it. And I think it'll be easier for them. Remember, a lot of the teams here, the LPL, a good portion of it didn't make it out of the playoffs. They go up against Vici Gaming, Victory 5. I'd say they're better than Team WE. So there's a lot there, like, currently, at this point in time, where I think they can make that climb.
I mean, it's been a tough schedule for them.
Yep.
This is really rough for them. But they've proven themselves, especially in the second series, was absolutely fantastic. But, of course, the winners, we have Invictus Gaming up there on the winning stand. Of course, Suning as well earlier today got their victory. Neither of them are going to be the cleanest.
I still want to see LNG play. All right?
Me too,
Take
man.
us to Chongqing. We're going to be seeing it at some point, but that's something that I want to see. I'm just grasping for it.
I want to see LNG a lot. But
Boom!
we have the next series, so we're going to get to see them on June 5th, week 2, day 2. We have BLG versus Victory 5 first up. We get to see BLG come back from the narrow miss from playoffs. And then LNG versus JDG. You will get to see it, Raz.
Yeah, 100%. So that's something that I really want to be able to catch LNG in their new, I say new venue, but it's just a new organization, new look for the squad, a light blue appeal. So something I want to touch on for the audience. We mentioned this on social media, but remember the schedule's changed for us. For this half, we will be on Wednesday, so we'll be broadcasting this Wednesday, so remember to be there for us. But next week is when we change up. We're going to be broadcasting far more often on Tuesdays instead of the Wednesdays, so remember that broadcast change up. But for this week, in 2 days, we're going to be there. We're going to be casting it out.
Yep, and after this week, we're going to be blessing you with 4 days in a row of LPL a week. But remember, this week, Wednesday, Then we're going to be looking mostly at Tuesdays going forward. But thank you for coming out today. We hope to see you again on Wednesday. It's been a wonderful day. We hope you have a wonderful rest of it. Thank you so much for coming.